Hi, and welcome to Section 2, Planning and Pre-Construction. As always, we'd like to thank our funders, Canada Mortgage and Housing, for making this course possible, and acknowledge the partnership that's bringing you this course between Nishnawbe Aski Nation, Together Design Lab, the Faculty of Community Services at Toronto Metropolitan University, and WASA Distance Education Centre. Well, you've done it. One way or another, you've secured funding for your housing project. And while you may have listened to the previous module where we finished creating the vision for the project just a few minutes ago, often in real life, there's a gap in time between the completion of project initiation and where we are now at planning and pre-construction when you have funding and are ready to move forward. As a result, a big part of the planning and pre-construction phase is reviewing and renewing the work that was done in project initiation. Also, because the project is now funded and it's really going to happen, the work of the project manager in this phase is about bringing a new level of detail to the project and ensuring that it's ready for execution. Throughout this section of the course, and it is by far the longest section in this course, we're going to talk a lot about how doing more upfront work is one of the most important things to keeping a project on time and on budget and reducing conflict at later stages in the project. Here, the project manager builds all the structures required so that when construction begins, it's a smooth process, or at least as smooth as it can be. What we're learning in project planning and pre-construction is about creating baselines. While all of the plans, or at least most of them that are created through this section, are considered evergreen or living documents, meaning that they're going to need to be changed and adapted as the project progresses, this first real attempt at making the plans creates the baseline against which we're going to compare all future changes. It sets the stage for construction. And as I've repeated again and again already through section 1, the better the plans are and the more detail we can put in, the less risk you incur later in the project. So what kind of plans am I talking about? Well, there's quite a few of them. In this section, we're going to be talking about budgeting, scheduling, engagement, design, tendering and procurement, as well as how to monitor all of these plans. And this will all be addressed through the 7 modules in this section. 2.1, project engagement. 2.2, the design phase. 2.3, cost control and estimating. 2.4, scheduling. 2.5, tendering. 2.6, awarding contracts and procurement. And finally, 2.7, monitoring. And it's our hope that by the end of this section, you will be able to identify elements of a successful work and implementation plan, apply stakeholder management principles to a sample case study as well as your own project, describe the roles and responsibilities of a project manager in the design phase, and recognize the importance of establishing cost controls, schedules, and project monitoring processes. So let's get to it.